Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin, and today I just wanted to let you join me while I do some things around the house. I was making an Earl Grey cake, and you actually put, I empty basically the inside of a tea bag of Earl Grey into the batter. I had to find the recipe again because it was in the Simple Things magazine, but it's about a year ago, so I had to kind of look a lot online to find it, but I was glad to find it again because it's a really simple cake to make, and it's just nice to have in the afternoon. I usually drink it with coffee, which it probably pairs better with tea, but I still like it. And yeah, this was just me putting it into the loaf tin. I took the girls to the library today and I got one book because that's all I was allowed because I've filled my card, and we walked Potato on the Greenway and they went on their bikes. I didn't do a run today. I'm being a bit lazy today. And then this is just our garden. I like watching the birds, and the girls actually refilled the feeders for me, which was great because I can be forgetful about that. And they're actually quite good at attending to things like that, like plants and birds. And yeah, one of my daughters came and said to me, look, they're so happy because all the food's out, and it was nice. And I just love how much activity there is in the garden. And then I decided I had to clean out some cupboards, which I'd been putting off. I hate doing this job. If you've watched my channel before when I was cleaning, you'll probably recognise this corner cupboard and remember that it's my least favourite. You can only open one door at a time, which makes it really hard to access it, and stuff tends to get lost at the back. I was just showing you, I always have backup peanut butter. I don't feel safe unless there's a backup for the jar that I'm currently using. And yeah, I found all sorts in the cupboard while I was looking here, and I actually am going to go on our online shop and delete a few things that I thought we needed, but I didn't know that they were just hiding in the cupboard. I thought we had no pasta left, and I found some hidden in here. And yeah, I thought there were no snacks for the kids for school, but clearly there are. And yeah, I just got rid of some things that were kind of languishing at the back of the cupboard, like cereal, where I didn't know how long it had been there for. And I was spraying with my Party and Fig cleaner, and yeah, I love the smell of it. It is like being in a spa, and it makes the process of cleaning a lot more bearable. I really don't know why, but this cupboard tends to get moldy inside and really sticky and hard to clean, so I ended up having to use a metal scourer for it. And it's still not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. I took the sound out because I was listening to music in the background. I didn't want to get done for copyright, and I actually signed up today to Epidemic Sound so that I could have access to music for my videos, because the ones that I was able to use were very limited. And I, for some reason, thought that once I did that, I'd be able to pick any song in the world I wanted as the background, but it seems to just be kind of more independent tracks. Let me know if you think it adds to the video or if you don't really think it makes a difference. If I show you something here, it's just me saying basically I thought I didn't have that, but it's here. And those chickpeas that I showed before have been in there for so long, and I need to actually just get around to using them. But sometimes soaking beans and peas and stuff like that feels like a bit of a mission. I don't know why. While I was doing this, there were a lot of interruptions because my kids kept coming in from inside and asking if they could do various things, and I'm having a no day where I'm basically just saying no immediately to everything, because I feel like I sometimes say yes too much, and then they kind of take advantage of that. And I eventually did give in and said they could go with their friends to the shop, but yeah, I don't know why they seem to sense when I'm busy and ask me even more questions. So this is just me getting some icing sugar to make a glaze for the cake, and I make quite a watery one for this one because it just kind of drizzles over the top, but I always accidentally add too much water, so I added a bit more icing sugar to this, and it just gives it a nice sweetness on top of the cake because I don't feel like it's an overly sweet cake on its own. And I'm looking forward to having a piece later when I finally sit down with a cup of coffee. This has been one of those days where I've just been on my feet a lot, and I have really enjoyed the pace of the day because we just kind of decided to stay close to home. I was supposed to take the girls to a workshop this morning. It was part of the science festival, but it was on the other side of Belfast and it was quite early, and we decided that we just weren't really feeling like it this morning, so we just went to the library and took Potato for a walk on the Greenway, and the girls went on their bikes. I didn't do any running today. This is just me cleaning the windowsill after doing some dishes, and yeah, like I find that this window is quite hard to clean because the blind doesn't stay up by itself. Basically you have to pull the cord and hold it up the whole time because of where it's like situated, so it's a bit awkward to clean, but I just felt like giving stuff a bit of a clean today, and also washing some of the random objects in the kitchen that just get kind of like splattered with sauce and things like that when we're cooking, like my wax burner. And I actually find the process of wiping things very soothing when I get into it. It's more like the thought of it beforehand overwhelms me, but if I just focus on one area at a time and I'm not too hard on myself and just see what can I get done today, that seems to work better for me than trying to do everything and just getting really stressed by it all. So yeah, this window's awkward to get at, but whenever we moved into this house I actually didn't want to get these types of blinds because I love the big windows and the amount of light that they let in, but in some ways I'm glad of the privacy now because the kids are always hanging around with their friends in the garden, and I'd rather they weren't all standing with their noses pressed up against the window looking in when I'm making videos and stuff. So that is good, and I can always open them if I want to. So then I moved on to just kind of wiping the surfaces. I love this Party and Fig spray. It makes the house smell like a spa. My mum kindly gave me a few more of the little refills for it. I have a subscription, but I skip it certain months if I haven't been using as much of it. I've been using it in the bathroom as well recently, and I find that it does clean it just as well as like a bathroom cleaner. And yeah, like I just feel good whenever I can look around my house and think like everything looks clean. I know that it's always going to be untidy, but just having it clean like helps my mood. And here I was just cleaning out some more cupboards. I just had to wipe the shelves down and figure out what could go out and what needed disposed of, because some things hide in the back, but I never seem to be able to like stop hiding things. I think it's just the limited cupboard space and you can't really see clearly. Plus, because I'm smallish, like I have to stand in a chair to be able to see into the cupboard properly, and I feel like the top shelf is a bit of a mystery to me for that reason, because half the time I just reach and kind of hope for the best and don't bother getting a chair. And we have like a specific sweetie shelf for sweets for all of us, which is nice, but we also keep coffee grounds on it and they had spilt all over it, so that was what kind of motivated me to clean the cupboard today. I'm just doing bits and pieces as I go of things that I see need attended to. Like for example, the fridge is pretty clean, but in the bottom drawer of it a cucumber had like been hidden and it had basically rotted and it was horrible, but it leaked everywhere, so I had to clean that. But just getting those little jobs done that you sometimes don't have time for felt good. And we also have a ridiculous number of apples. I don't know why there's so many, but I think I order them with a food shop every week because I know my kids eat them and my partner takes them to work, but then I sort of lose track of how many there are, and then I'll check now and again and there's like 40 apples. So yeah. And I know I have a hidden head here, but you can look at the flowers instead. And my drawing that I have on the cupboard door is by the Purple Palace. He's an artist I really like, and I have a few of her prints. I would love to be able to buy one of her original pieces, but I don't think I could afford it. But I love to put pictures that inspire me on my notice board and on my cupboard doors, because I spend most of my time in the kitchen in the house and it just inspires me looking around and being able to see it. And this is my Earl Grey cake when it came out of the oven, and then whenever it had cooled I just drizzled the icing on top, which I kind of made a mess of doing one-handed, so I ended up pausing after to kind of spread it out all over the cake. But yeah, it's setting now and it will be ready then for when my partner gets home from work. I'm thinking about baking something else. I'm just in the mood to bake and cook, so I kind of want to seize that whenever I'm feeling like I actually want to do it. and I decided to give the cupboard doors a wipe down too because they had some marks on them, and I think because it was quite a bright day they were showing up even more than usual. So I do this regularly, and I just think it freshens the kitchen and makes it look so much nicer, and it makes me want to spend time in it more too if it's looking like clean and fresh. So so you can get a bit of a glimpse of my kitchen, and I have like a little kind of knickknacks corner where there's photos of the girls, and I have my clock with its like swinging cat tail, and I have some of my artwork up. I like to decorate with my own artwork just because I think I might as well have it out rather than in a box, and when it's been a while since I've made it, I'm kind of able to detach from how I feel about it and just kind of view it as something colourful and decorative instead of judging myself for how it looks. But whenever I'm in the process of actually painting or making something, I never like it for some reason. Maybe I'm just too close to it. I don't know if that's like a normal thing. But yeah, I always stick the girls' pictures up all over the kitchen too. And we always have lots of stuff on the walls. And yeah, my daughter came in to ask me for something here. Probably, can I go somewhere or can we have something, which is basically what happens every time they're playing with her friends. And feel free to let me know if you've done anything fun this weekend, or are you doing stuff around the house too? What are your favourite things to do on a Saturday, and do you have any little rituals that you do? Like, we always really go to the library on a Saturday. We've been twice this week because the kids were off school, but it's just like my happy place, and I love the librarians. They're like really good friends of ours, and we were actually talking about calling in on my daughter's birthday as part of the celebration because they love it so much, and like they make themselves so much at home there that they even go behind the desk, which I don't love, but they are good at giving them little jobs like sorting out the prize box for like the reading challenge and things like that. And they had done this cool thing for kids where they'd basically wrapped books that they thought they might enjoy but they wouldn't necessarily know to go for, because apparently all the kids in the library get Dog Man all the time and that's all they want, and my kids are reluctant sometimes to try new things because they get so obsessed with a particular author. So I think it's a good way to expose them to new things that they wouldn't necessarily choose to borrow on their own. And yeah, they got a few books that were new to them, so hopefully they'll give them a chance and read those. And yeah, I just didn't really feel like running today. I just decided to walk and take my time and let Potato sniff things, and I just wanted it to be a different sort of pace of a day, because I feel like this week's been quite hectic in the end because we've seen family and we've been to science festival events and we've kind of been running about a bit. So I think it's important to have days of just like rest and kind of coming back to your home and organising your space. And here I was just making what on earth do we have in the cupboards and fridge for dinner kind of dinner, and my kind of go-to for this is sausage pasta because you can just throw in things you already have. I just put carrots, tin tomatoes, basil, oregano, pepper. I'm going to put some garlic granules in too actually, sugar, salt, and I have sausages in the oven I'll add to it and just make some pasta for dinner. It's really easy and good when you're running out of things. Hi everyone, so I'm just popping in quickly to say hi, and I just wanted to show you the one book I got in the library today, which is this. I haven't read any books by her before, but I was just drawn to the cover, which is probably not a good idea and sometimes leads me astray with books, but I just wanted to try it. And at the minute I'm reading this book which I got from the library, Sorrow and Bliss, and I absolutely love it. Like, it's kind of like a modern version to me of The Bell Jar, and I'm just finding it so kind of like compelling, and I love the fact that the writing style is so kind of stream of consciousness, but it's like she picks up on the tiniest little details of life that you wouldn't necessarily even think to write about, and it's inspiring to me as a writer too and makes me want to do that more in my own work. I'm just waiting for the sausages to be ready so I can add them to the dish for dinner. My partner will be home from work in about an hour. The kids are still playing with their friends, and I am going to hoover quickly and mop before he gets home and just tidy up a little bit more. But yeah, thanks for joining me for some housework and cooking, and I might do a little bit more baking. If I do, I will video that and share it in another video. and thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a great day, and I will make another video soon. Bye.